The next space we're going to go into is our cafeteria. As we can see, the serving lines, again, this was a 1958 construction component of our building. The serving lines were structured for 1,500 capacity students. We're at 2,100, a little over 2,100 currently. The way that the students funnel through the lines is a choke point for our service during the course of a day. So students line up down the hallway, and there's about a 10-minute wait for a student at the end of the line to get through the line to get their food and to get back out into the cafeteria space to have their meal. The types of food, the nutrition, we've learned a lot about nutrition since 1958 and the importance of a variety of offerings. Dietary offerings, and we've learned more about the impact of proper nutrition in the development of young people. We're currently limited by the 3 serving lines that we have of the type of offerings we have, and again that becomes a bottleneck with all of the students, larger number of students and a larger number of food offerings that we have. Those are limiters for us. Go from the serving lines into our cafeteria space. The cafeteria space, we're at max capacity. We seat 450 students per lunchtime. We have 4 lunch periods during the course of a day. Students come in, they sit at large tables, they eat their meals, and then it's by the time they wait through the line to get their food, then they leave the cafeteria. So that 450 student capacity, we're at our max there, and that's woefully short of what we need. When we look at the cafeteria space, that is not air conditioned also, that's only heated. The air turnover inside of a building, we've learned a lot more about air turnover and the importance of indoor air quality in the last couple of years. The governing body that controls mechanical ventilation has made significant changes to codes, obviously since 1958, and more substantially over the last few years when we look at air quality and healthy air as it relates to student health and student experience inside of our school. So those are things that we're focusing on. Our cafeteria space limited in size. We also look at collaborative spaces where students can join together and get to know each other. We celebrate the diversity of our community, and we want these students to join together in this formative period of their lives to get to know students from all over this district. And so we encourage that, but we're limited on space. So currently we open our campus up to allow juniors and seniors to go off campus for their lunches just because we don't have the seating capacity. We allow them to go off. So we're missing that interaction time with the students. We have a tremendous amount of clubs and activities and student service programs that we have available to students during the course of a day, specifically during a lunchtime or a free time, but we don't have the space to accommodate that collaborative, that meetings, the one-on-one meetings, or students that just may want to enjoy a meal by themselves or want to meet in a smaller group and converse, collaborate, or just sit. Some students like to sit by themselves and enjoy quiet time. We lack that. It's very loud in our cafeteria with that current space as we're locked in on the footprint. When we look at the mechanical systems, the electrical systems inside the floor of our kitchen where the food is prepared, all of the plumbing and all of the electrical underground sits below the floor. And so all of those components are at the end of their life cycle. We've exhausted repairs that we can make on the underground sanitary system. The electrical conduit in there has been compromised. It's laid right into the concrete base. The concrete eats away at the metal conduit. So we've pulled new wires. We'd have to rip open the entire floor to completely replace all of the electrical and plumbing, and we still wouldn't be able to do that because the electrical panels are on walls and some of the plumbing piping goes into walls also. So the cost of making those repairs is prohibitively expensive. And so when we look at how we're using our money, spending an excessive amount of money on making these Band-Aid repairs, and sometimes that the necessity of those repairs, the urgency of the repairs is required because something has failed, either electrically or plumbing or mechanical wise. We're making these repairs on a regular basis, and you get to a point where, again, with that 50 to 70 year lifespan of construction, we're at the end of that lifespan.